Hi, I'm Di.
And I'm Robin from DiAndRobin.com, and welcome.
To embrace the life you desire. How are y'all today?
We are awesome, actually. We are doing pretty good, hanging in there, studying. But today we want to ask an important question because this Di's dad actually asked me this question years ago, and I've just never forgotten it, and I apply it to my life every day. So it's, what is the one thing you never see in a funeral procession?
Well, I surely know the answer. I lived with him.
What is it, Di?
The one thing you will not ever see at a funeral procession is an armored truck.
That's right. So what does that mean, guys? It means you can't take it with you when you go.
That's
Simple
exactly
as that.
True.
So what we want to do, there's two parts of what we want to discuss today. And the first one is, it's all about mindset and leverage. And we're reading this book now called The One Thing. Greg Davison told us to read it, and so we got it. It's actually by Gary Keller. I highly recommend this book because although we haven't read all of it, and we've just started out reading it, it's really good.
Right from the very first page, it's like, damn!
Yeah, it is definitely worth reading, no doubt. Anyhow, so in reading it, it brought this whole thing together for me, because after we did our little group and everything, we realized we were getting a lot of people that were saying, you know, well, how much, and how much this, and how much that, and, oh, I don't know if I can spend $1. Guys, I can find $1 in my car and change. I can also find $1 probably in the couch if I looked, you know. I mean, seriously. But we were getting all these questions like this, you know. And so what we wanted to say is, the book brought it out even more when we were reading it this morning. It's like, stop focusing on money. Stop focusing on it. If you stop focusing on the lack thereof, which is the number one mindset rule. Because in reality, if you constantly think about what you don't have, you will never get it. I promise you. You will never get it. If you keep thinking about all the bills you can't pay, you're constantly going to have bills you can't pay. Just that simple.
You can't chase money. That's all there is to it. If you chase the money, it's just going to keep 14 steps ahead of you.
Right, you're going to be running before it's all over.
This is like, all right, the business we're in, it's like a franchise, and I can see you now going into a McDonald's place and saying, I would like to buy a McDonald's franchise. Well, how much do you have? Well, I have $10. Come on, it's a franchise. It would cost you millions.
And that's before you even started making your first dollar.
Yeah, you need to pay all sorts of money to get into that. You need to buy supplies. You need to keep everything going. You got to put everything back. So in this business,
and then you pay a monthly fee, just so you know that, because I'm in the hotel industry and I understand what franchise fees are all about. Yeah. So you pay thousands.
But sure, you
dollars monthly.
You can get into this business for $1. You can get into another one of our businesses for $7. But it's a franchise. You can't get anywhere if you don't leverage up. But every time you leverage up, you're learning more and more education. It's like going to college.
Well, it's like I was writing my email list this morning, and you know, as I was writing it, because I try to be as transparent as possible, I try to be as real as possible. So I'm writing the email, and I'm talking about, you know, this whole thing about money and getting into a business, and, you know, worrying about whether or not you're getting scammed and this, that, and the other. And it's like, you know, if somebody promises you $1 and tells you you're gonna make millions, then it's not gonna happen. Trust me. And they're lying to you. Okay. And if they've got the flashy car and the big house and all of these things, run as fast as you can, because the truth of the matter here is that the people who are making 6 to 8 figures don't need to flash stuff at you to earn your respect. You know, I mean, that's just that true.
It's a funny story. I was online the other day, and I was just looking at some of those, you know, the people who advertise, and I saw some guy flashing all his hundreds, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then he walks by a house, this big, beautiful home. He goes, oh, and this is my home. Well, he never went in it. He just walked right on by it. So, you know, it was somebody else's house. And then he gets in a car and says, oh, I rented this for the weekend. Like, No.
I'm impressed, you know. But seriously, you know, when we focus on money or the lack thereof, because a lot of you guys focus on the lack thereof, and I know because I've done it myself.
Yes.
You know, it never comes to fruition. You never get it by focusing on the fact that you don't have it. And the truth of the matter is, what you really need to be focusing on is, how can you grow your business? How can you grow your business to be successful so that you can have the time freedom, so that you can come and go as you please, so that you can fire your boss? You know, it's really all about, what actions are you going to take daily in order to put that plan in motion so that you can reach that goal. But if you're constantly thinking about, oh, well, should I spend $1 to invest? You're not taking that dollar with you when you go, I promise you.
That is true. You know, like, we're not telling you to, like, not pay your bills by any means. Absolutely pay your bills. Absolutely keep the job until your dream job starts working for you. But if you think, oh, I can get in for $1, hey, this job's going great. No, it's not.
Here's the thing, if you're losing, if you get to a point in your life where you're losing more money working for somebody else because you're there and you're not focusing on your home business, then that's when you start worrying about whether or not you need to quit your job. Seriously. I mean, I have a job. I don't hate my job. I just don't want to do it forever. You know, I mean, seriously, I really don't. You know, at the age that I'm at, I should have been retired by now in the industry that I'm in, but I'm not. But I don't focus on the money. I use my job to fund this job that's not a job to me. It's preparing for my future.
You know? When I first started in this business, I used to think, oh, I got to get sales. I got to get sales. And it was our teachers, Ace and Rich, who actually pointed out to me my relationship with money. It wasn't correct. So therefore, I didn't have the right mindset. And now I could care less whether we make sales. You know, it's like, I focus on the education. I focus on talking to people. I focus on trying to help other people get their lives going straight. Like, the outcome will be what it is.
And truthfully, I mean, this is no lie. We focus on other people being successful that don't even have anything to do with our business. We're just trying to help them out. If you focus on those things, if you focus on, you know, being kind and being good and sharing what you've learned and helping other people so that they don't have to struggle down the journey path that you had to struggle to get where you are. I mean, seriously, you know how rewarding that is? But too many people focus on, how much money do I have to spend?
Right. It's like, I even look at it like the book that she told you to get. If you went out to buy it at Borders Books, say, right? You look up the one thing. Say it costs $14.99. I don't really know how much it costs. But if it costs $14.99, people go, what are you, crazy to spend that on that book? You have to look at it with a different mindset. You're not spending. You are investing in your future, in your knowledge, the education that book is going to teach you. So you're not spending. There's too many tools that you need in this business that you can't look at, oh my God, how much is that going to cost? It's going to cost what it costs. It's an investment into your business. And every time you even leverage up to a higher thing, that's more education that you're going to get. It's like, you know, you go to college and you pay whatever it is per year. And then you're not making any money back. You're just going to college to learn what you want to do 4 years.
But you are paying back student loans.
You will have to pay those student loans back. But it's like, you go your second year, you're still not able to do it for a living because you haven't learned everything yet. So this is sort of like, yeah, you're going to learn all the time in this business, you know, and that's what you need. But you don't have to pay back student loans.
I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm a person that believes, and I've always been this way my whole life, I believe in being better tomorrow than I was today. And the only way that I can get there is by knowing more than I know today. So the more you know, the more you grow, the better you are. And that's just how I feel about it. Now, I don't focus on money anymore.
One thing I can tell you though, and it's a disclaimer, because we're not going to sit here and tell you like some gurus do that you're going to make so much money in this little amount of time. No, it really depends on your work ethic. How, you know, like what you make, what you put into it. It really depends on you. You could fall on your face. There's some people who make it really well. They do very well in this business, but we can't promise you you're going to make a dime. And that is very true.
But you know, it's so amazing. And I was listening to, I believe it was Karen Richardson today. I was watching her on a live, and she was talking about one of the businesses that we're in, and how, you know, you get into it for $1 and this, that, and the other. And she was doing the whole disclaimer thing and basically saying, you know, guys, you're not going to get rich from $1, and, you know, nobody's telling you that you're going to make millions and this, that, and the other. And I thought about that, and I thought, you know, in this particular business that we're in, it's a high ticket affiliate business. But when I think about it, we got into it, we paid $1. Honestly, we didn't ask the question of, you know, I mean, I spend more than that on a cup of coffee. So we really didn't have that question of, should I really give up the $1? But it was 18 modules of education that it was like, my God, this guy actually gave it away for $1?
Right.
You know, I mean, I was sitting there going, hey, today's our lucky day. It's our lucky day, because he taught us something we knew absolutely nothing about.
And that was a very big deal to us.
Which in turn led us to dive into it further, to know more, and to in turn help other people and help other people start making money.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there was no disclaimers. I mean, there was nothing saying, oh, you're going to make $1 million. There was nothing saying, oh, I guarantee you're going to make this much money a month. Or there was nothing like that. It was like, hey, $1, invest the $1, so I know you're serious, and I'll give you 18 modules of education. Now, it's up to you what you do with it after that. And, you know, and I had a great deal of respect for Misha for doing that, because after I went through the 18 modules, I was then like, man, I see the concept. I understand what he's talking about. I know how, you know.
I want to learn more.
And then that business mindset sets in, you know, where it's like, let's see, I could stay at $1. But here's what I thought. I would like to collect $1,000 commissions. I'm not going to do that on $1. You know how many commissions it's going to take me on $1 to get to $1,000 commission? So it was all about leveraging and realizing, you know, the more you invest, the more you put in your education, the more knowledge you gain, so that you can get to the point where you can leverage, you know, and be confident in what you're doing. Made all the sense to me in the world. But again, the guy was giving it away for $1. And I think even then when we did it, it was like, it might still be money back guarantee on your $1. I mean, how crazy is that?
That's true. I think I just read that the other day, if I'm not mistaken, you know. But again, there's no guarantees. It's all up to you what you do with it.
But I think what you have to really focus on, people, I mean, and seriously, and I'm just keeping it real with you, but I think you have to focus on, what is it that you want? What are you trying to do? And if you're trying to have a successful online business, and you're trying to be a marketer, then I suggest, and this is just only my recommendation, that you start learning how to do that. And you start learning how to take action and apply that action to what you're doing. Because if you don't, you just aren't doing anything. You're not getting any closer to where you need to be. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but we've done this ourselves. We just went full speed ahead. I mean, we went through those 18 months. I think at the time we took it, it was 21. We went back over them like 2 or 3 times, because we were like, man, this is so much education.
Well, we didn't know anything about it either.
Yeah.
So we were soaking it up too.
Oh, we were sponges. Absolutely. At the time that we took it. But anyhow, so I mean, we just went full speed ahead and was like, okay, let's learn. And then we were kind of like, wait a minute, we need to start applying this. But we got so focused on learning and soaking up all the knowledge that it was like, wow, And so it just really amazes me when people go, well, the $1?
I don't have,
Seriously?
you know how many times, and I hear it all the time, I don't have $1, I don't have this. Well, then you don't want it bad enough. You can act like you're into learning what a marketer is. I want to be in a business, but when you say, I'm not doing that $1, well, then that's your decision. I'm not going to beg you to do it, but it is your decision of where you want to go with your learning.
Absolutely. And hey, guys, if you're getting value out of this and you're enjoying it, please give us some hearts and likes. Comment. We'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. We'll tell you anything you want to know that we know. We'll be happy to educate you more. We're going to be doing these lives every day, so look forward to seeing it tomorrow. And remember, the one thing you're never going to see in a funeral procession is an armored car. So
You can't take it with you.
no. So that's it for us today for Embrace the Life That You Desire, and we hope to see you tomorrow.
I'm Di,
And I'm Robin.
and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.